Hey everyone, it's Jeff and Casey, and this is Mindgrind Sports. Today is Friday, December 2nd. Another month already gone. We had a great month of November, and we finished it with a spectacular weekend last weekend. You went undefeated in pros, right?
No, I went undefeated in college. Yep, and you went undefeated in pros.
I was undefeated in pros, so big money. Finally, this is kind of what we play for, is our break-even theory on betting pluses and hedging your bets with other games, just to wait for weekends like last weekend. Our pick of the you hit your pick of the week.
Yeah, Tulane Green Wave. The game was over from start to finish. It was easy win.
And then my pick of the week was Kansas City, the Chiefs, and they won straight up on the money line. And man, we hit a lot of money lines and good money. So hopefully we can follow it up this week. This week there's not as much on the board. College schedule is cut way down, and the pros, a lot of the games in the pros are teams that I've been betting that I like are playing each other. So it's going to make it tough, but we'll give it a shot out there. Tonight, in tonight's game, I'm taking Washington. They're -7 at home. That Colorado, they've proven themselves to be a good team. They beat Utah and Washington State in back-to-back weeks. So forget the 7 points, although I do think Washington will probably cover. You know me, I don't like teams to cover. So I'm going to put together a little 3-team parlay with favorites on it. I've been hitting that lately. So I'm going to start that parlay with Washington -320 just to win the game.
Just to win the game, yeah. And I'll go Colorado just to win the game. I'll take the +260. It's a neutral field, and I like Colorado's running back. This is one of the last games for their senior quarterback, and he's had a good career. So I'll take the +260 in the coin toss.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say Colorado's not going to win that game, other than the fact that I like the home field advantage and, my boy Coach Pete, and they're playing to try and have a national title. He's been chasing that for a long time, but boy, that Colorado team sure is good.
Yeah, and Washington has probably one of the best players in college football with Pettis. I mean, he was unbelievable last week, throwing passes, catching passes, and they're just a powerful team. What are they ranked in the top 4 right now? So if they win, they go to the playoff. A lot on the line. Friday night
should be a fun game.
Yeah.
Next game down, I like Oklahoma State on the money line. They're +335 against Oklahoma. Games in Oklahoma. Man, 11 points, Oklahoma's favored, and that's another one of those games. I think it's a coin toss. The chances that I'll probably lose, but +335, I got to take it.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet at all. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State also. I'm going to take the points just in case there's a late field goal or the refs blow a call or something. But Oklahoma State's a great team. They lost a controversial game to Central Michigan on a referee-blown call. So I'll take the 11 points, and this is an in-state rivalry. It'll be a great game.
The next one down is Temple-Navy. I don't really like the game much. I know you've been big on Navy.
Yeah, the winner goes to the Cotton Bowl, and Navy playing on New Year's Day would be cool. Couple things here. Temple, they've covered the spread 11 times in a row. So they're due not to cover the spread, in my opinion. That's a streak, 11 in a row. And then Navy, they don't have penalties. There's something about going to Navy, their coaching staff. They lead the whole country in not getting penalties. So they're not going to have many penalties. I will take Navy, and I'll give up the 3 points in this game.
So to cover 3.
Yeah, we'll cover 3 there.
The next game down is San Diego State at Wyoming. What a game that should be.
Yeah, San Diego State, they've given up 100 points the last 2 games. And that's not real good when you play in that conference. But I have New Mexico at home last week against Wyoming. This is the Wyoming team that lost to UNLV. So I'm going to go with San Diego State and give up the touchdown here.
I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go money line. You're going to give me a home dog at +230. They already beat them once.
Yeah.
San Diego State really hasn't played anybody, and especially of late, other than Wyoming, who they lost to. So I'm going to take the plus money on there, +230. Hoping that I hit either Wyoming or Oklahoma State. Either one comes in, I'm up big.
Yeah, I like San Diego State on the redemption factor here, and I like their running back to have a big day up there in Laramie.
Next game down, I like. I've been waiting to bet big money against Penn State. I don't think that they're anything close to what everyone thinks they are. I'm taking Wisconsin big. I'm going to that's my pick of the week. I'm putting a lot of money on Wisconsin. Forget the 2.5 little points. I'll pay the -140 to just win the game straight up.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not big on Wisconsin is the quarterback's out. That's the only reason. I watched the Penn State game last week. The quarterback looked good. They hit a couple long bombs. They won't score as many points as they did last week. This is going to be a close game. It's kind of weird not seeing Ohio State or Michigan in the championship game there.
It sure is. It sure is. What a game was. How about one of the best games we've ever seen was that Ohio State and Michigan game. But man, two of the coaches that I admire the most both made some bonehead decisions in that game.
Definitely the game of the year. Everyone said it was going to be, and it lived up to what everyone thought it would be. But Urban Meyer doing a fake punt, the guy can't get the block, lets Michigan back in the game, and then at the very end, Ohio State gets the call when they run into their own guy's butt and fall down a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, I had Michigan on the money line, a huge money line, and I felt like I should have cashed that ticket.
Yeah. I think, and this is just my opinion, you may agree with me or not, I think Harbaugh having his fits, throwing his clipboard on the field, it kind of made the refs go to Ohio State's favor. Yeah. And the game was in
They're
Ohio.
Too close to call on the review. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, and then after the game, he's the poor loser role. I'm unhappy with the officiating. Well, obviously, anyone that watched the game knows the officiating didn't go your way, Michigan, but you shouldn't have let it be that close of a game.
Yeah, I think him throwing out of his own end zone, he had their defense had Ohio State where they couldn't even get a first down. And he decided to throw out of his own end zone, and they did it twice. 2 mistakes equaled 14 points. That's 2 touchdowns that absolutely would not have been on the board if he had played a little safer. So I think a lot of it, you watch that game and the refs did seem like they were homers for Ohio State, but boy, Michigan made a couple crucial mistakes that I think really cost them in the end.
Yeah, and I thought after the game, Peppers pushing an old fan and punching a coach, and they just didn't handle themselves like they should have. And I think Ohio State's a real young team. I saw that team, and I wasn't very impressed with them. I gotta admit, they don't look like the second best team in the country. USC might even be better than them, a 4-loss USC team. But they have some young talent. That kid that got the ball at the very end, Samuel Ford, number 4 that scored a touchdown, he's going to be good. And there's a lot of good players on that Ohio State team.
Real quick, Urban Meyer, calm down, buddy. They have a freaking heart attack on the sideline. If a ball's loose, just relax. Somebody's going to get it, and you'll find out. There's nothing you can do about it on the sideline. Yeah, looks like he's going to die over there.
Yeah,
grabbing his head and going crazy. And good stuff. Good stuff.
Great game, best game of the year.
Let's go to pros and. Denver Broncos, we called it.
Yeah.
The Broncos losing and then pulling their quarterback, and that's John Elway.
Yep. Lynch is going to get the start. Paxton Lynch out of Memphis. Good quarterback, has all the physical tools. And, Simeon had a great game last week. The Broncos, they should have beat the Chiefs. We were both on the Chiefs heavy, so it went our way. But, they had 5 punt returns go bad. One time the Denver punt returner fumbled a ball. They had 7 guys lined up on a field goal on one side of the ball to give Kansas City a first down. And the overtime, what'd you think about going for a 62-yard field goal?
That's one of those things that, we said, well, he hit a 70-yarder, or 63-yarder in practice. It's like, well, yeah, in practice when there's no pressure and there's no wind and there's nobody trying to block it. That's just, again, he had the momentum.
Yeah.
Kansas City was kind of down and not able to do much on offense, and then you give Smith, I think he's the most underrated quarterback in the NFL, man. He does not make many mistakes, and you give him a shot in the end. And I love that everyone always says that he can't throw the deep ball. He can. He just doesn't like to, because the odds of a turnover, the more yards the ball is in the air, the more odds that you can turn it over. And I love they suck him up, and I think there's no way he's going to go deep. And every time this game he went deep, he connected.
Yeah, and the last 3 plays of the fourth quarter, Smith hits the first down. It's like 4th down, and they need a touchdown to tie. And what does he do? He puts it right in there, the 1-2 yard line on the sideline, perfect pass. Then he gets the touchdown pass. Then he gets the 2-point conversion. So Smith had 3 of the best throws you'll see in the clutch. And then overtime, there's a minute and a half left. The guy already can't kick a 60-yarder in practice before the game. And it's so cold out. He tells Michelle Tafoya, the sideline reporter, 60's my max, which means it's probably 55. We talked about that. Just punt it down and take the tie. But no, Kubiak had to go for the win, and the kick, it might have had the distance, I don't know, but it was 30 yards wide left. So
yeah, it was spinning weird too.
Yeah.
It just didn't look good from the
Low
beginning.
kick,
He
yep.
kicked it hard. He's got a leg, but if, like you said, if a guy tells a girl something, you can usually count that up to a little higher. It's like asking have a hot chick go ask a guy his salary. What do you make a year? Guy makes 40,000. You then tell her he makes 60, and same thing. If he says he can make 60. Yeah, we better put it at about 55.
Yeah,
57.
Every time I filled out an application for a loan with the bank, they say, what do you make a year? If I made 62, I'd round it up to 70. You're always going to round it up to 60-yard field goal. I thought the Broncos played great. The two defensive guys for the Broncos, Ware and Miller, played real well. Houston played great for Kansas City. He was back. He had 3 sacks in the first half.
He's still not 100%. He was chasing people. He had 3 plays in a row where he made a huge play. I think, we talked about it, the NFL ratings are down. You have games like this every week.
Oh, wow.
Your Raiders are going to go up. We enjoyed every minute of that game. And, that's when 2 good defenses come and collide. And a lot of people don't like the boring, low-scoring games. But, in all sports, defense wins championships, offense sells tickets. And, man, when you have good defenses, every play, every yard counts. And so that was a fun one to watch, especially when we had big money line on Kansas City.
Yeah, that was the only one I hit in the pros, and it paid plus 150. It was great. I'm going to go with the Broncos this week. I think they're still a playoff team. They got the rookie in now, and I like them over the Jags.
Yeah, and most importantly, they're playing the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's true.
Poor Jags, man. Well, that'll take us right into the Kansas City game. I got to stay with Kansas City. You're going to keep giving me a plus every single week. And, I picked them to be a Super Bowl winner as my surprise team of the year. And, boy, they are holding true to form. I think they're better now than they have been all year. I'm going to stay with them until they lose. Plus 175 is a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I got burnt by the Falcons last week. They are much better than I thought coming off a bye. I figured they had a good secondary, but their front 7 is good too. So if I had to flip a coin here, I would go Atlanta on this game. But plus 175 Kansas City, that's huge money. That's even more money than we made last week on them. So I'll go with Atlanta on this game and lay the points.
I heard their quarterback was coming up a little lame. Is he questionable? Or
Matt Ryan's supposed to play.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it should be. I think it's a similar game that we just saw, so I think it can go either way.
Yeah.
Next game down is Detroit and the Saints. Man, I keep winning on those Saints. I got to stay with them.
Yeah, my brother really likes the Lions on the money line this week. He thinks they're a first place team and they're going to continue to win.
They're no joke, that's for sure. But Saints are good at home, man.
Oh, they're real good. In fact, I'll have a small wager on the over here. I think Drew Brees is going to put up some points, and the Lions are going to put up some points. I don't know if the Lions running back Reddick's playing. He's questionable, but I'll go with the over here.
Yeah, Drew Brees in that fourth quarter, when it turns into a shootout, he seems to answer the bell more times than not, so he might run up that score. That might be a good play. The over is 53.5.
Yeah, the highest one on the pro board, and we love when it's the highest total, go over.
Take the overs, go over, and the unders go under.
Yep.
I think the lowest under on there was like 41.5 in that the Broncos and Jaguars.
Yeah, Dolphins and Ravens is 41 too. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the next game, San Francisco and Chicago. That's what I think about that game. I circle this show on the calendar because for the first time in my life, I'm taking the 49ers.
Yeah.
I think it's their only chance to win a game this year, and I'm taking them on a money line.
They've been playing good since Carlos Hyde came back. They've been covering the spread. They pushed last week, and Kaepernick got stopped at the 2-yard line by Ndamukong Suh, and he kicked him and left a victory. And Kiko Alonso threw his hat off, and I mean, it was a great win for the Dolphins. But yeah, I really do like the 49ers this week.
I just think the Dolphins are so much better of a team than the Bears, and if the 49ers could have had a chance of beating the Dolphins, they definitely have a chance to beat the Bears.
Yeah, Matt Barkley is probably the worst NFL quarterback to ever come out of USC.
Next game, Rams and the Patriots, and this is my big money line of the week. I am taking the Rams to beat the Patriots at plus 550. Before you call me crazy, I'm just throwing it out there because I think there's a shot that it happens. I think that New England's due to have a bad game. They've got away with a couple. Gronk's out for the season. That's going to be bad news for them. The Jets hit them every which way this Sunday, man. I mean, I have never seen Brady take so many hits, straight-on hits from a team than the Jets gave them, and the Jets aren't that good.
Yeah, and I didn't see Edelman do much last week. I don't even know if he played. The Jets' defense definitely isn't as good as the Rams' defense. And the rookie for the Rams, let's face it, he's been playing pretty good. He had a huge first half last week, and he had a huge first game. So the Rams at plus 550, that's not a bad bet at all.
Next game, the Bucks and the Chargers. Same thing with the Bucks, man. They keep paying me plus money every single week. No respect at all. Chargers are always hard to bet against at home. It always seems like it comes down to the last possession. But if you're going to give me plus 165, I'm on the Bucks, baby.
Yeah, and you know the Chargers, they never cover the spread. So if you're going to bet the Chargers this week, lay the 185. Do the money line because, you know, for years Vegas makes money on the Chargers winning but not covering.
Winning or losing by a field goal.
And I'll tell you what, they get a couple wins going here. They might get some backing, a new stadium. They might stay in San Diego. I have a feeling they're going to end up in LA, but one of the last few home games you'll see in San Diego if they are moving.
Yeah, I think that they might go to LA, which would occupy the spot that the Raiders were looking at going back to LA, which might put we still have an outside shot of getting the Raiders here.
Yeah.
I guess they had some kind of proposal that they were trying to get with the city of Oakland, and today I read in the paper that the Raiders were having none of it. They didn't like the proposal. They would have to give up, I think, a lot of ownership in the team, and they're not going to do that.
Yeah, you know, Vegas, Oakland, you hear a lot of rumors. I still think they're going to go to like San Antonio or somewhere different. I think LA, San Antonio, you'll see the Oakland Raiders. There's a lot of Oakland Raider fans all of a sudden. Now that they're 9-2, everyone's, you know, on their team. That's the team. Mac is the best defensive player. Mac had a great week. He won Defensive Player of the Week. But I mean, this isn't the second best team. Right now, Vegas has the Patriots favored to win the Super Bowl, Raiders number 2. To me, you know, Cowboys, Seattle, there's a few other teams that should be ahead of the Raiders. I still think Denver and Kansas City go to the playoffs in that division.
Well, Raider fans have been diehard Raider fans, but we talked about it earlier. We're seeing a lot of bandwagon Raider fans and a lot of Saints bandwagon fans as well. But you know, I've been on the Raiders and the Chiefs. They were my 2 surprise picks from the beginning of the year. I got to stay with them. However, the Bills are another team that I've been betting a lot and been getting paid. They're plus 140. Oakland's due for a mistake. I'm so tempted to take the Bills on the money line, but I'm going to stay off against the Raiders.
Yeah, and you know what?
Enjoy the game.
You know, my brother that is taking the Lions on the money line. He said you take the Bills on the money line and you win one of the 2, you make money.
One should win. That's our theory, and that's the way we've been betting it. The Redskins and the Cardinals.
All right, I love the Redskins in this game. Kirk Cousins just found out that he's going to be playing in Washington next year on a 1-year deal. They're going to franchise him. He's going to be one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks in the league, but it's still not a long-term deal. And last week was Arizona's make it or break it game. I had the Arizona money line. I had them first half. They didn't cover either one of them. So Arizona's done. That ship's gone. The coach is gone, and you can kiss that team goodbye.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Washington has a lot to play for, and you get him at a plus. They're plus 125.
Yeah.
So a franchise tag means that they can do this to him every year. It's a 1-year contract over and over and over.
1 year, and they got to pay him whatever the top 5 quarterbacks average is. So he'll be one of the highest paid players in the league, but it's not long term. It's just a 1-year deal.
So what if he gets hurt?
Then he's screwed. He better have a good
that year.
policy.
Next year he's unemployed.
Right, exactly. If he tears a rotator cuff or have with Drew Brees, that's why San Diego let go of him. Guy could barely lift his arm up. They're like, I don't know if he'll ever play again. So Miami offered him a $60 million contract, the Saints, and he went with the Saints. But yeah, you know, it just happened with the Redskins' Jordan Reed. The guy had a huge game last week, the tight end, and then he tears a muscle in his shoulder. He's not playing this week. You never know with injuries. Cousins knows he'll be in Washington next year, so he keep his kids in school. He knows he's getting a big paycheck, but it really it's bad for him. He would like a nice $80-100 million guaranteed. Yeah.
So he can never get out of that. If he wants out of it, he can't get out of it.
Every year he could not show up for training camp, and they could franchise him and keep him there 1 year at a time. They do it a lot with offensive linemen, actually.
What a brutal arrangement.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next game down. Is the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Tough game. Giants have struggled against some bad teams. I got to go with the Steelers on the money line here.
Yeah, I like the Steelers on the money line too. Giants are missing some linemen, and haven't the Giants won like 6 games in a row or something ridiculous?
They've gotten away with a few.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. I'll go Steelers money line.
I think it's minus 265. I'll see how I do up until that point as an afternoon game, 1:25 our time. I'll see what I've done previously before I know what kind of money I'm going to put on that. But that's when I might come to get to one of those 10-point teasers that I've been hitting at the end of the week. For those guys, to follow along as we go and we throw more picks out, you've got to follow us on Facebook. We're looking for a lot of streaks. I've been betting hockey lately. I hit Buffalo a couple days ago. They were due to win. They wanted a plus. And then last night, there was a big game in LA, and I took the San Jose on the underdog there, minus the $1.50. They win 4-1, and it paid 4-1. So, you need to follow us on there. We'll throw our picks on there as we bet them. And make sure that you like and share our show if you do like it. And if you're winning money, guys, and you're betting and you're having fun and you like the show and you want it to continue, then go to our GoFundMe account. And every dollar helps. We appreciate every little bit that you guys put in there to keep the show going. It's your show. We do it for you. And good luck on your picks, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.